What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. And today, guys, I am here to talk about the Maltese Falcon on 4K. This is one of the latest Warner Brothers 4K releases, one of the latest classic 4K releases that they've come out with. I am going to be getting to Rebel Without a Cause and also Cool Hand Luke at some point, but I wanted to dive into this one first because I feel like this is one that gets talked about as one of the greatest classic films of all time. So I wanted to check it out because I've been wanting to see it for the longest time, and I'm glad it finally got this 4K treatment for me to check it out. But look, before we get into it, we're going to dive into this movie. We're going to talk about the 4K transfer. We're going to talk about the audio. We're going to talk about the packaging. Look at that beautiful packaging by Warner Bros. I just love the 100th anniversary gold band at the top. I think that's super cool. But yeah, we're going to talk about it all. Before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, guys. I talk physical media here on this channel, 4Ks, Blu-rays. If you like that kind of thing, hit the subscribe button. And then, comment down below if you like the Maltese Falcon. Is this one of your favorite classic films? Have you not seen it? Are you waiting to hear my opinion on it to pick it up? I will be leaving the link for purchase down below in the description. And if you do want to pick it up, use that link. It is an Amazon affiliate link, and you will be supporting the channel by doing so. So this was a first-time watch for me. The movie came out in 1941, directed by John Huston, based on a novel from 1930 by Dashiell Hammett. Hopefully I said that name correctly. Starring the legendary actor Humphrey Bogart. This is the second Humphrey Bogart film that I have seen. I'm going to get into my thoughts on his performance here in a second, but this is my second Humphrey Bogart film, and he's such a big actor from that time period. Like, this dude was in tons of stuff, so I'm looking forward to diving into more of his filmography. Mary Astor's in this movie. Peter Lorre, which the only other movie I know him from is M, Fritz Lang's M, which I watched like 3 years ago on HBO Max just randomly. I just read the premise. I'm like, this is from 1931. That seems way out there for a movie in 1931. Watched it. Such a great movie. And Peter Lorre was a huge part of why that movie's so great, in my opinion. He's in this film, so I was excited to see him pop up. And then Sidney Greenstreet, who was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this movie, which I found to be interesting because he's definitely great in the movie. But like, out of all the people in this film to get nominated, I think I would have nominated like 2 or 3 people ahead of him. And this movie was nominated for 3 Oscars, including Best Picture, but it did not win any of them. I mean, the movie came out in the same year that Citizen Kane came out, but Citizen Kane didn't win the Oscar either. It was a movie called How Green Is My Valley. So you have Citizen Kane, Maltese Falcon, probably 2 of the most talked about classic films that came out in the same year. Neither one of them won Best Picture, so that's definitely pretty interesting. But I enjoyed this movie. Look, did I enjoy it as much as I was hoping to? No, I did not. I'll get into that here in a second. But I did think this was a very good story. It's a very engaging mystery with tons of layers, and it keeps you guessing till the very end. I'm always impressed. And again, you guys, if you're out there and you watch tons of movies from the 30s and the 40s and 50s, you already know this. You're thinking to yourself, I'm an idiot for even saying this, but I'm always impressed when I go back and watch a film from the 40s and just how intricate and layered the plot is. Like, it feels, for some reason in my mind, all the intricacies of like storytelling and innovation and plots, that came in like the 60s and 70s, but I don't think of I think when I think of 30s and 40s, I think of just like more straightforward narratives. But this movie really has a lot of layers to it. Like, you really don't understand. Like, when I thought I had figured it out, I didn't. It went in completely different directions. Humphrey Bogart, look, he is good. I am not, admittedly, I'm not a huge fan of Casablanca. That's the other film that I've seen him in. I enjoyed him in that movie. There's just something about him that's not clicking with me quite yet. He's good, and I can recognize that he's very good. He has a very unique style and cadence just to the way that he speaks. And I'm not saying I don't like that. There's just something to him that's not yet clicking. That I don't necessarily, I don't even want to say I don't enjoy watching him, because I do enjoy watching him. He's got such a strong personality, a lot of charisma, a lot of charm for sure. I just feel like in moments, like it made the charm and charisma, he may be laying it on just a little bit too thick for my enjoyment. And again, that's his style, and that's why people love him. But for me, when I'm watching him in this one and in Casablanca, the style, the cadence of his voice, the charm and charisma is just a little bit too much at times. So that gets to the point where it's a little hammy, it's a little goofy to me. And again, that's just the sign of the times, and that's what made him such a good actor, and that's why people loved him. but he's not clicking with me yet as an actor. And I don't mean that I don't like him, but it just means that I'm not completely engaged in him as an actor. I'm not completely captivated by his performances thus far of the movies that I've seen him in. There's tons of captivating conversations throughout this movie. There's a lot of good action in this movie though as well. There's a lot of good gunplay, some shootouts and things like that. But most of this movie takes place like in rooms kind of revolving around conversation, people's conversations with each other that you really have to pay attention to kind of pick up on the things, the subtle nuances of what's going on in the plot. So I enjoyed and just engaged with all the conversations. I thought everybody was so like on point with their performances and everything that you couldn't help but be drawn into everybody's conversation. So all that stuff I really enjoyed. Direction, cinematography was just stunning. I loved the way that John Huston and the cinematographer like worked the camera, moved it around the rooms. And I'll give a special shout out to Mary Astor in this movie. I thought she was great. She's another one I would have nominated for Best Actress or Best Supporting, whatever you want to nominate for. She was great because you never really know what she's thinking, and just when you thought you knew, she would switch it on you. So you never knew if she was being sincere or not. And there were some moments where I could have swore up and down she was being so sincere, and then there was other moments I could have swore up and down that she was trying to trick everybody, and then she would flip it, and it turns out she was doing something completely different. So I thought she was great, and just the way she played it, like I bought into everything that she was putting out there, even when I shouldn't have been. Peter Lorre, like I said, great in this movie. I need to see more stuff with Peter Lorre in it because he's has such a distinct look to him that he just brings something to the screen. Like you can't help but be drawn into what he's saying and what he's doing. So loved him in this movie as the character of Cairo, I think was his name. So yeah, really enjoyed this movie overall. I know there's some people that's watching this that's going to think I'm shitting on the Maltese Falcon. I am not. I like this movie a lot, but it didn't quite reach that level of greatness that I was hoping for. It's a 4 out of a 5 to me. Really enjoyed the movie. Now let's get into the 4K transfer. Now this is a native 4K transfer with HDR10, no Dolby Vision in this 4K, but Warner Brothers, I'm telling you right now, they keep topping themselves with 4K black and white. Like if you thought Casablanca looked good, wait until you see the Maltese Falcon, because my goodness, this was beautiful, like all the way through. And what I think that it is that there's lots of, like I said, lots of close quarters conversations. So you get many of the close-up facial shots that really made the detail and clarity stand out, I think. So you get all these close-up shots of characters as the camera pans around the room. And it was so clear, so crystal clear, but the contrast between the black and the white, guys, I keep saying it, I keep hammering it home, but black and white just looks so stunning in 4K. Like there's times when I'm watching a black and white movie in 4K and I'm like, this is the peak of what 4K can do, because I just think it looks that damn good. Just the contrast between the blacks and the whites and the grays, like you see the lips, how it compares to the skin, and all that stuff just looks excellent. Tons of close-up facial shots that just looked incredible. The clarity, though, just blows my mind in this movie. Like, the clarity in this 4K, and movies in the 40s that I've seen, like this, and Casablanca, and Mildred Pierce I watched a couple of weeks ago, the clarity is so good. It's better than some of the movies I've seen from the 60s and 70s in 4K, to be completely honest. So continues to blow my mind watching movies from this era look as good as they do. Like this looks like a movie that like A24 made and put it in black and white like today. Like this looks so incredible. I cannot get over it, how good this looks. Certainly, guys, and I popped in the Blu-ray that is included in this release. Certainly miles, and I'm not even talking, it's not even close, miles, leaps and bounds ahead of the regular Blu-ray. It's like Warner Brothers just continues to impress in black and white. Maltese Falcon is a complete knockout 4K transfer. Now getting into the audio, this does have a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 and a DTS HD Master Audio Mono. And I thought it sounded as good as it probably can. I mean, this is a movie from the 40s, so the sound from that time period isn't the best anyway, but a very clean audio track that I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem with. So no issues with the sound. So getting into the packaging, like I said, I just love this slipcover that Warner Brothers did for this release. It's a glossy slip, so it just feels so good on the hands. I'll show you the spine right here. Sorry, guys. I like to caress my slipcovers. It's just something I like to do on this channel. So you need to know that going in if you haven't yet subscribed yet, and I'm sure you won't based on that. But anyway, Maltese Falcon, look at the spine right there. Love it. Love the font of the movie. Look on the back right there. You have Humphrey Bogart with the Falcon itself. And I will say that one of my issues, now that I see the Falcon, one of my issues with the movie is the actual plot revolving around the Maltese Falcon doesn't wrap up in the most satisfying way for me. But yeah, when you see that actual Falcon on screen in 4K, that stuff looks great as well. I cannot overstate like how great this looks in 4K. It really does look stunning. But I love the slipcover right here. I'll kind of zoom in and show you that picture of Humphrey Bogart and the Falcon. You got a quote on the side. You got the synopsis right there. You got the special features, which we'll get into in a second. Some of the specs, and I'll just kind of close in on that. Then we'll go ahead and take the slipcover off. Same image underneath the slipcover right here. Show you the front, show you the back. You got the casting list on there. That's the only difference between the two. And we'll go ahead and open it up. And I've already done an unboxing of this on the channel, but I'll show it off again. You do have a digital code, and you do have the Blu-ray and the 4K in this release right there. Now for the special features are on the Blu-ray disc. There are no special features on the 4K, but with this release, you get all of these same special features that was in the 2010 Blu-ray release. So very disappointing, guys. At this point in time, I cannot continue to excuse these studios for not including new special features, especially guys, from a Blu-ray that came out 13 years ago. We do not have new special features from a Blu-ray that came out 13 years ago. Like, that to me is just ridiculous. Like, you could have done a new audio commentary with a film historian or whatever. You could have done a couple new interviews with people just talking about this film critics, whatever. I know you can't get the actors and the director, like, they're all dead and gone. I understand that, but you can get some critics, some film scholars to talk about this movie in a retroactive sense and just talk about this restoration as well. Like, I would love to learn about the restoration process. Paramount has done that in the past. I think they did it with It's a Wonderful Life. So I would love to see more of that kind of stuff. So the fact that you don't have anything new here, I mean, come on, Warner Bros. It's my only complaint, like real complaint with this release. But like you gotta start adding some new stuff. It's just not right. Like, these boutique labels are adding new stuff, at least a new audio commentary. Like Kino Lorber's adding in new audio commentaries on their 4K releases. So for me, it's just kind of ridiculous at this point. But getting into the special features that are here, we do have a commentary by Bogart biographer Eric Lax. Also on Blu-ray, the Maltese Falcon 1, and that commentary might be on the 4K as well, and on the Blu-ray. Also on Blu-ray, the Maltese Falcon, One Magnificent Bird, breakdowns of 1941 studio blooper reel, makeup test, becoming attractions, the trailers of Humphrey Bogart, Warner Night at the Movies 1941 Short Subjects Gallery, newsreel, musical shorts, The Gay Partisan, two classic cartoons, trailers of this movie, 1941 Sergeant York, 1931's previous Falcon movie adaptation. Okay, so I knew that there was another adaptation, so I don't know if they include that in this one as like a short film or not, but that's pretty cool. 1936 Satan Met a Lady, and audio only 3 radio show adaptations, 2 featuring the movie's original stars, plus another starring Edward G. Robinson. So there you have it, guys. That's the Maltese Falcon on 4K. I think the picture quality here is blow away. Like, it's really stunning. One of the best 4Ks that I have seen this year, hands down. My only issue with this, again, I didn't love the movie. I really liked it, but my only issue here, guys, is the lack of special features by Warner Brothers. They really need to start stepping up their game when it comes to special features. I just think that we're too far beyond that, guys. We're in the golden age of physical media. We got Vinegar Syndrome putting out hour-and-a-half documentaries on these like schlocky 80s horror films. Like, pay respect to these classic films and give us something new in terms of special features. I don't think that that's too much to ask. So that is my only complaint, guys. But other than that, look, if you don't have this in your collection, this is a no-brainer. This is the best that this movie has ever looked. So if you want this film with the best possible picture quality, you're going to want to get this release of the Maltese Falcon, and you can get it right now for $23.79. Again, that link is down below in the description. So thank you all so much for watching my review. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on all my social media accounts. All those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.